cannot stress it enough. The worst thing that WWE could do is just arbitrarily split the roster, moving them to like either sides of a gym, like some sort of PE teacher that's been doing the job for 20 years, and he just sees these children come and go, and they stay young, and he's just growing older and older. He looks down at his hands and he sees wrinkles that he's never seen before, and their youth just tortures him, and he eventually just loses the will to live. He realizes that this is all you've got. This little fistful of years, this is all the time in the world, and you're wasting it. You're wasting your entire life. So Jimmy, just for God's sake, pass me my special flask. Coach needs his medicine. Well, that went places. Of the wrestling world was uniformly the "you've been spotted in Metal Gear Solid" noise, bling, but then afterwards split neatly into 3 sub-reactions. "It's nice to see something new," said the well-meaning but child-brained idiots who'd washed their hair with their own spit and had forgotten that Rusev, Luke Harper and Sami Zayn were also on f***ing SmackDown. There was "lol" by ill-meaning psychopaths who just want to watch the world burn. And finally, "this is bad and everyone should be cross. Why is no one cross?" The only cam that can still look itself in the mirror to this day. Orton, which led to him being comically uber-murdered by Randy Orton. Jinder used that distraction to hit Orton with the Colossus, and he pinned him to become new WWE champion. Knuckle shuffle is slang for wanking. The perfect storm. It's a perfect storm, King. These two are traveling through a perfect storm. There's a storm warning in LA, Cole, and it's looking pretty perfect. The perfect storm is brewing. In case you didn't know, WWE was referring to Lesnar versus Triple H as the perfect storm. Don't know if that was clear. Orange wrestling tights that everyone likes, put them in the closet, and wept for 35 minutes, then off to sleep in my comfy bed, happy forever. Vintage pillows. I arrived at the Georgia Dome for WrestleMania 27 and parked my car quite a long way away because in my reserve space, JBL had left a dead cow with the word Maggle branded on the side. I didn't mind though, because JBL is my best friend. I see Daniel Bryan in the hall and I prod a little ball towards him with my nose. I see if he wants to play. And Daniel Bryan says, "Aw, why don't you f*** off, you f***ing human stain. F*** you, you f***ing wanking f***ing f***ing wank pheasant." I wanted to go and play with my friends Dean and Seth Rollins, but Dad had a meeting and wanted me to lie on his lap as he stroked my hair, which is wet for some reason. The Playgirl with the title just there over his chap. Anyone who ever held the belt had to contend with the fact that no matter how many times you wiped that leather down, the title in your hand had, at one point, leant gently against HBK's DICK. And with PG being the thing right now, and supposedly having strict codes against Hall of Famers doing sex stuff for money, then maybe it's best we stop looking long and awfully hard at this picture, just this picture. Sorry. May 19th, had Kane over for dinner. Got a new mask. He was like, "Do you like it?" And I was like, "Oh, huh? What? Do you like it? Because that's important, isn't it?" So no, I mean obviously whatever, whatever works for you. It's a difficult time. The fire killed his mum. You've gotta. My yard, filling 29 holes for 29 moles. Hey, look, said Michelle McCool, you actually won a buried alive match. She's hard. She's hard work. One of the druids walked in on Michelle McCool in the shower today, and she thinks it was probably on purpose. I took him to one side and be like, "Simon, dude, do not spy on my wife. Like, I've had a history of that. I'm not mad keen." And he was like, "I didn't." And I was like, "Seriously, is like everything with you and Rebecca okay?" And like, apparently they're having problems. So I was like, "No, MG, you two were tight." And suddenly he's giving me all of this, you know, unloading. Like, I don't have time for her because we're always, you know, with you. And I was like, don't put that on me. Like, Yeah, it's a tough job. You like the man hours, but you don't. That's your decision. Like you don't want to be. You go. That's the door's open. But like if you're here, the personal stuff stays at home, and that is a choice that you've made, man. You can't be putting that. You can't put that on me. May 19th, had Kane and Paul over for dinner. It's a difficult day for Kane. What with the whole fire that it's not important. Michelle McCool made puttanesca. She set out some candles, asked Kane to do the whole light them, but he didn't. That's not the right time. 4th, 2011. Home from WrestleMania. Got back to Death Valley at about 10. Would have been quicker to teleport, but I had the Druids and Michelle McCool with me, so we piled into a Vauxhall Corsa. 800 miles in 9.5 hours. Happy with that. Really happy with that.